Hello and welcome to round number 7 of the Schaeffer's Turbo Series at the Detroit Belle Isle. For Race First, I'm Matt Houston, joined by Gary Godso in the booth. Hey Gary, you're not running the race this week.
No way. The Concrete Canyons and me do not get along. We've broadcasted a couple of these races here recently, and the Concrete Canyon races have been kind of brutal. So we'll see how the big guys do when the Schaeffer's Cup actually kicks off. But the field is a little bit more intimate for the Turbo Cup guys. So maybe we'll actually see some slightly better racing and a little less ping pong.
Yeah, we've only got about 10 cars right now. I'm not sure if that 11th car is actually going to be starting the race or not. Watson currently provisional pole sitter. So Watson and Spates and Cawthorn, 1, 2, 3 there are kind of our championship contenders right there. So this should be interesting to see. This race is going to be, it's actually the longer race of the night. We've got 3 races tonight. This is the 25-lapper, and then we've got 2 20-lap IndyCar races coming to you around 9:45 tonight.
Yeah, I'm just actually bringing up the points here that we have for...
Yeah, I had it up earlier, but we had some technical issues here on the broadcasting side, so we're sorting through those as I pull those up.
While you bring that up, I'll go ahead and go through the top 10 here of the Turbo Cup. Your current leader is James Watson. He has an 8-point lead over Andrew Spates in second place. Then there's Christopher Kresge in third place. Fourth is Chris Cawthorn. Fifth is Jason Owens. Sixth is Simon Fell. Seventh is Christian Jasper. Eighth is Robert Hodel. Ninth is my good friend Jeff Destro. 10th is Shane Coogan, who will not be in this race, but by virtue of that nice little win he has, or actually he has 2 wins this year, doesn't he? No, he has 1 win, Indianapolis. He
won the Turbo race, but then he also has one over in the Cup Series as well.
Yeah. So wins add up and produce some points. So that's your top 10 right there. I would say that no one really has anything clinched at this point in time, so the field's open, and you can last race Jason Owens made up 3 spots, so at this point in time, if you finish well and your competitors don't, you can get some major movement here. So that's your top 10 with round 6 of 11. So again, halfway through.
That's right. So Shire has just gone to provisional pole, though, if my data is correct. Yeah,
it's a 125.242 time lap there. So he is
very
purple.
Good lap by him. So Watson, again, is our points leader. So I had a funny conversation with him last night because he runs over in the Tuesday Night Thunder League that runs PM18s, and I told him, I said, I think that you're either first or second, and he said he didn't really want to know because he didn't want that added pressure of being first coming into this race or just any of the races for that matter. So
come on.
I went and looked at it, and I was like, yeah, I see. And I knew he was first once I looked at it, and I didn't tell him. But I don't know. Maybe he did look at it. Yeah, no Jason Owens here tonight. Who else was on that list? Your guy, Destino, not on the list here tonight.
Yeah, I saw him fall off, so I don't know if... actually, I see him as actually in 7th with some time, so he must have...
sorry.
Didn't get a lap, yeah.
Yep. Let's see, so Destino, yeah, you're right, he is out there. No longer running a retro livery as far as I can tell. We got 5 seconds left in the session here, and then we'll be running through the grid. Small grid here tonight. And it looks like we're ready. So Shire is not... So Shire runs over in that Tuesday Night Thunder series. And as I bring up the grid here, he is our pole sitter here tonight, 1:25.242, followed by James Watson, our current points leader, about 0.3 of a second back. Simon Fell in P3. Andrew Spates, was he in second? Yeah, he's second in the points. Chris Cawthorn in P5. Christian Jasper in P6.
We got Jeff Destino in 7th. Robert Hodel in 8th. And then we have Alessandro. We talked about this in the pre-show.
DeTulio is what I'm thinking.
DeTulio? Okay, he'll correct us later, and please forgive us ahead of time. In 9th, Christopher Kresge in 10th, and Tony Patty in 11th. So that's your 11-car field, getting ready to take the green.
So we'll have a long... Well, actually, we're going to have a short pace lap here. We've got... They do a short pace lap here as the pace car pulls away. Shire, our pole sitter. So, Shire running this Homestead coffee car. I ordered some. It just arrived today. I have not tried it, but he recommends it. Homestead Coffee. They're out of Pennsylvania. Has nothing to do with the Homestead Speedway. As we pace car ducks in.
There you go, green. There they go.
We have our green flag. Hopefully everybody gets through this cleanly. Side by side through turn 1 and 2. Everybody so far so good. Had a blink of some...
Down to the, sorry, you're coming down to the first one of the first passing zones here, turn 3, which is about a 90-degree.
And we have some contact back there in turn 3.
Piling up. Hate to see that on the first lap.
It looked like... Who was that? Number 33. Spates, actually, one of our championship contenders. Losing it under braking, I think, is what happened there. Going back up to the lead. Shire currently leading by a second over Watson. I want to get a replay of what happened there with
Shire into the 8-9 complex.
As I pull up this replay. Spates, yeah. Let's see if it takes us back to that. No, that's from earlier. So let's go back to live pictures if we can. He's got a missing front wing, so he's going to have to pit for that. And I'll get that replay pulled up now. Here we go. So they were coming down the straightaway here. Oh, we had one car lose it coming out of turn 2 as well. I think that was Hodel. And
yeah, I don't want to
get
jinx
some help from
he did.
the Duracell car. Number 41, that was Cawthorn. So that's what you get there. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of this here tonight. But back to live pictures with Shire leading.
Yeah, I really don't want to jinx anything because I want him to absolutely finish this race, and he's doing great. Destino is up 3 spots and into 4th place.
Great job by Destino. Started 7th.
My working with him, he worked with me when we were at the Iowa race together. Basically it was just to convince him that you could do this because sometimes people after a couple DNFs you're like maybe this isn't for me. So convince him that you could do this, and he finished the race, and man, he's on a roll. He was in the TI Racing Crown Jewel California race this week, and he finished that one too. So basically just stressed on him, hey, finish whatever it takes, just finish the race and the results will come to you. And so far so good, but we're still early. Oh, and James is pitting. Watson is pitting.
I'm not 100% sure the strategy call here. Did he brush the wall or something? I don't see any damage on that car. And he certainly wouldn't have been called a penalty or anything like that for that first.
Not that I know of. No.
That to me looked like it was a stop and go.
Okay.
That's what it looked like to me anyway, because he just came in the pit and then he stopped and he went. So Shire leads. Watson's going to drop back a few spots. Kresge is going to be in good shape here. He's still running that Michael Andretti livery there from the retro race last week. Kresge ran quite a few races last season with some kind of throwback liveries as well. Usually runs we got another car around. Was that... That wasn't Destino.
No, Destino is now up in
It was Hodel. He was outside of turn 6. Really easy to lose it under the power there. But he keeps going.
Yeah, Shire's starting to put a little bit of distance on himself between him and Fell. Fell has a really good-looking car. That I got to give him credit for that one tonight. Yeah, he's starting to open it up quite a bit, provided he continues to hit his marks and everything. This race, only 4 laps in, it's kind of his to lose at this point.
Yeah, so Simon here also running that Tuesday Night Thunder League last night that we broadcast here at Raceverse. And that STP livery is what he was running there. So Destino's moved up into that podium position as well here. Looks like Watson's gotten back around Kresge for that 4th position.
Already showing 3 out. Again, we don't know if Alessandro took the green.
Yeah, I don't think he took the green.
Patty and Hodel are all both out as well. Just 8 cars remain.
This is really like a kind of a recent Indy Lights race with only about 8 cars running at this point.
This is very reminiscent of, yes.
Yes, it is. For better or worse, that's what we got here. So Wes Shire leads. So Shire, I've talked to him actually quite a bit. I don't think I've ever actually had him in the booth for an interview, so let's I don't want to jinx him. It's way too early for that, but it'd be good to finally get him in the booth here. His background here in iRacing, he runs a lot of the Silver Crown cars. Kind of an interesting you don't see many of that running in iRacing, and he's one of the full-timers, or at least was. I think he still is. Last week he had run that Merlin Mark II livery. That was one of the Johnny Rutherford midget cars, I believe. And he ran that last night in that Tuesday Night Thunder. They did a throwback then too, so I had a lot of cars running the throwbacks.
Needs to be done more often.
So Cawthorn all the way back. So Cawthorn, I think, I don't want to lay blame on anybody, but he might have gotten into, he's back in 8th, but he got into, who was it on that first lap incident? He got into Spates, I think it was. And he's running that Duracell car. That's the throwback from last week. That was actually our winner from last week's throwback kind of competition. Raul Borzell livery.
I'm glad that won. Yeah, definitely glad that won. I recommended it to him, and Dakota DeMed did an awesome job. He was the artist of it. I guess when it came to some of the original cars out there, that one spoke to most everyone the most. Probably because most everyone definitely remembers the 90s Indy cars very fondly.
Yes. And I'm going to correct you with one thing there. Just because we don't want to make a habit of this, it's Dakota DeMade. And
did I say it wrong? Oh,
you did say it. I know Dakota doesn't want anybody making a habit out of it, so we'll get that correct there. So what I was about to say with Cawthorn there was Cawthorn and Spates are actually putting in competitive laps to Shire up there, so we've kind of missed out a little bit on a race because we had some cars with some contact there. But that's going to be a theme for tonight because we're going to have a lot of contact in the IndyCar race as well. There's just no way to get around it. At Detroit Belle Isle, Concrete Canyon as they call it, you're going to get some contact here and there.
I tell you what, Shire is leading, but he is blinking.
I got that too, and I was hoping it wasn't on my end.
No, he is blinking, and I'm hoping that resolves itself because I hate to see him, and I've been in races before where somebody's been in the lead, and then you see that message at the bottom of your screen when you're behind them or well back in traffic that says so and so's force has dropped or has been dropped
left
because
the session or whatever, disconnected.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, and then that person is absolutely done. You don't want to see that, but maybe Simon does, but I know Wes definitely doesn't want to see that. We really don't want to see that at all, but yeah, I hope that doesn't turn out to be the case. We'll see. Right now, I see it's pretty steady.
Yeah, and if you're going to pick a track or any, I mean, I don't know if I'd say pick this track, but if you between an oval and a road course, if you want to have some internet issues, you want to have it on a road course versus having it on an oval. Ovals, you're so close to your competitors, you want to have a really fast internet connection at that point, but at least here he has, if he does blink, he's not blinking around other cars. That's basically what I'm saying. So
nothing is more heartbeat raising, sweat off the brow of the eye, irritating when you're in an oval with a car that's blinking. And let's say they're up the road a bit and you're not quite seeing it, but you're seeing the puffs of smoke and you're like, what's going on up there? And then finally you get behind them and you see them blinking and then coming back and going away and coming back, and they're all the time they're leaving a trail of smoke. And then one time it actually happened to me where I think it was on a restart, there was a blinker in front of me and I went for it, and he respawned right in my lap basically.
I'm sure that was not very fun. Did it cause contact immediately, or did they let you drive through them?
No, it was pretty much at that time it was immediate contact, and then we were kind of all spinning and rolling and everything.
Yeah,
so not cool. So not everyone has the best internet connection, but when you're in iRacing, do what you can. Do what you can.
Yeah. So Spates just looks like he turned the fastest lap of the race here. Everybody's turning some pretty fast laps right now, but Spates is the.
I'm showing.
Oh, Jasper. Yeah, you're right. Jasper is
125.67.
Jasper just set that is what that was while I was talking about Spates. So I think the fuel's coming down. Tires are still pretty good. I think maybe this is the period where we're setting fastest laps. I would have to imagine that the tires might fall off at some point in time. Not like the IndyCar red tires that we're going to see later tonight are going to fall off, but you're going to have a period of time where you can set the fastest lap.
I am seeing Watson back up to third.
Yeah, unfortunately, Destino, but Destino just wants to get around this track and getting a street course race like this under your belt. That's you can be pretty proud of that.
It's one more street course race I have under my belt.
we needed to get you into this one, Gary.
Wait a minute. Does Montreal count as a street course? Have we determined?
Honestly, I do consider it a street course. I do believe it's almost like this. It's on an island, but I do think you can drive on it during periods of the year.
Okay, well,
so it's not like
one's in my future then.
Okay. Let me think here. Okay, you're talking about in the VUR League.
Yes.
Velocity Online will be running Montreal. Yeah, good luck with that. I was thinking maybe you were thinking Montreal in these cars, but it can be, depending on the setup. I think the setup will be pretty good, though, so that should help.
Well, and for those that listening, the last race we had in the Velocity Online Racing League was Alton Park. And if you're able to survive Alton Park, you're not saying you could damn well near survive anything, but you've really survived one of the hardest tracks that anything can throw at you. So I don't want to count my chickens, but I do feel a little bit better after surviving Alton Park that I can possibly get into Montreal and maybe survive there. Notice I didn't say about performing well, winning, getting on the podium. Just survive.
Yeah, if as long as you finish the race, you're probably going to finish, almost halfway up in the field. If you've got 20 cars and you finish the race, you're probably going to finish 12th in the race. And if there's 26 cars, you're probably going to get, 13th or 14th, something like that. Maybe 15th.
Imagine that. That's kind of exactly what I finished.
Yeah. I see Shire every once in a while on my screen or on my timing screen. He's blinking a little bit on and off. So just got to hope that internet connection stays solid here. Solid enough anyway. He's coming up on Patty.
Tony Patty, yep. It says Patty's out of my scoring, but...
Yeah, I think he might have been... Okay, he did a 5.5 minute repair of some sort. So I think as long as he starts running a couple laps, it will update. As I see Shire blink there on us. Fell is about 4 seconds back from Shire. But I can't quite tell if he's running faster. I think he is running faster laps right now.
He was into the threes for a little bit, and I'm not sure if the encounter with Patty slowed him down a little bit, or he maybe overshot a corner. I don't know, but he's knocking back on the door of a sub-4 here, so we'll see.
So I'm going to go on board with Fell here, just because we haven't done any onboards tonight. So just get us a nice run around here, Detroit Belle Isle. He's going to head around one of the lapped cars there. I think that might have been Hodel. And then he is into turn 4 and then into turn 5. This turn 6 we saw Hodel, I think it was, get the car, come around on him. It's really bumpy out of this corner, but this turns into one of the possible passing points that you can make here. Not many passing points here, but that turn 3 that we already passed was one of them. Through turn 7, on to turn 8.
Yeah, this isn't a horribly exciting track, even from a television and a perspective, or a person in the span, a spectator point of view. I don't think. Oh, we got someone doing some crab walking, and that's Destino, I think.
Okay, yeah, I see him. We just drove past him on board with Fell there. Let's go look at what happened to Destino. So I'm going to disagree with you, though, Gary. This is actually one of my favorite courses.
You not like one of these?
Spectator. I haven't been here as a spectator, but I have a feeling that, and IndyCar would hate me for saying such a thing, but I have a feeling that being at a street race as a racing person that wants to see racing isn't the best thing. But I like to watch the street course on TV, and I love to drive it in iRacing. So
there's that. But let's just face it, the only reason it's here is because of the automakers and because of Roger Penske. Wouldn't be here any otherwise, probably. They would just be going back to Michigan to the 2 Mile Oval, which to me is more exciting, but I guess they have a hard time filling the stands there, and they have an easier time having people come in from downtown and all the execs from
the casinos are right there.
Yeah, and the casinos on the other side of the river too. Yeah. So I guess I can kind of see that, but for me, it's kind of a bit of a boring race. I can see how it'd be fun from a participant point of view.
Okay, just saw Destino. Sorry to cut you off, but got Destino's replay. He was in turn 8. Rear end came around and smacked the wall with his right rear. So he had to crab around. He's just coming out of the pits now with the repair.
That's.
He is back to 8th now, though, unfortunately.
Well, that is a learning moment right there.
Yep. So Shire still leads, and he's built up a gap on Fell. It's up to 5.5 seconds now.
Yeah.
For a little while, Fell was kind of bringing that down, but no longer the case. Just looking through, there's no other battles that are really close here. We're really spread out, like I said earlier, a little bit like an Indy Lights race with about 8 cars out here. I do, speaking of Indy Lights, though, and they say this every year, but I think it might happen this year where they might get a little bit better grid. They need to get, at least 12 cars out there on a weekly, on a race-by-race basis to kind of make that series a legitimate series. Indy Pro 2000 and the USF 2000 series don't have any problems getting a grid, but for whatever reason, over the past few years, it's almost been a decade, I'd say, Indy Lights has had just trouble after trouble getting a grid together. They had one good year when the new livery or new chassis came around. I think they would have 14 or 15 cars. Max Chilton was running back then after he was out from his Formula One ride. And it was actually a pretty good season, that one. Really cool cars, the Indy Lights cars. Just wish there were more of them on the track when they run.
Well, they could definitely use, IndyCar could definitely use a good feeder series, other than I didn't do well in Formula One, so I have no place else to go.
Yeah, I agree. You did well in Formula 2, and you didn't have enough money to get to Formula 1 is another case.
Right.
But I love Formula 2, so I actually don't mind it, but I can see from some fans that don't follow the whole, the European ladder, that they see these guys coming over from Europe, and they have no clue who they are. But I usually have a pretty good idea. Like when... say Alex Palou came to IndyCar, I knew who he was before,
Well, I would say that your IndyCar IQ is a little bit higher than average.
That's right, yeah.
Most your average person is going to probably say his name wrong first of all. Palau?
Yes. I'm probably saying his name wrong, I'm not even sure. Everybody's being very nice about, lapped cars and that whole thing here, so everybody's being very cooperative.
Oh, I think if last week didn't teach any of these guys anything, it should show you the value of finishing.
That's right. So, I still see Tony is out here. I feel bad because Tony is not out. So
no, he is still rolling. I've seen him quite a bit, actually.
Yeah. So, and he's getting that Skyline Chili car. So he is still out here. I know he's got some fans watching. He is down 5 laps for whatever reason. The overlay is not showing it. I think he just needs to run a few more laps and it will finally.
He broke the overlay. Yeah. Skyline Chili, though. What's your thoughts on Skyline Chili?
You don't want me to go in that too much because if they make some vegetarian one, then I would eat it.
Okay. All right.
So that's my opinion on that. I'm not a big chili fan. My dad used to make some really awesome chili, but everybody said it was really great, but I was never a big chili fan. What kind of jerk was I? So
bad though. It's a good time. Anyways, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say Watson still in P3. So Spates moved up to P4. Kind of a good recovery after those first lap incidents. And, this championship's still going to stay pretty close here.
Yeah, just got to stick with it. Got to stick with it.
And I do think they get this is the road course, so they'll get a fast repair here. So that certainly helps anybody that had some damage there. What you got to be careful for on this track is, so if you damage your front wing, you don't want to use that fast repair. You want to turn that fast repair off. I always turn it off at the beginning of the race.
I do too.
And if you're really wrecked, then you use it. So, yeah. About 10 laps to go here.
So next week is an off week.
That is correct. And then 2 weeks from now is Pocono, right?
Legacy Pocono. I will be there, yes. The bumpy one. And
then we will have, see if we can get Dakota in the booth then, but although he might want to run that race with you guys, for a little research. You should probably pay him off a little bit to make sure he doesn't run it, though.
Oh, wait, maybe we'll team up and just draft to the front.
Yeah, that could be a case. It is a completely different race than Indianapolis, though.
Yes.
The Pocono races usually are. But again, I don't know if we know with the new tire model how that'll be. I guess we probably know that it's not going to have as much passing as it used to, is my guess, since Indianapolis doesn't quite have as much passing as it used to with the new tire model.
Right.
Could just be setup though too, and they're going to be making tweaks with updates.
I don't know. The last time, and you were with me as well in that race, we were at Pocono, Legacy Pocono. We were in the old IndyCar, and that setup was so bad, it was actually pretty good.
It was bad, it was good.
If they could duplicate that somehow and put it in for the IR18 for that race, that could be fun. That could be fun. But so Pocono's coming up. Then they have Texas Motor Speedway, which will be that will be a PM18 race, I believe.
Yes, I believe so.
Yes. Then Road America, and then they will conclude the season here not too long from now at Gateway in the IR18s.
Now, I've heard that Gateway is a completely different animal with the new tire model than it used to be. Yep.
It needs to be, yes.
So I think Open Setup IndyCar is running it this week, and I looked over at the VRS guy, and he usually has a setup out there, and it was only a 26-second lap, and that is versus about a 24.8 kind of lap they were running before, because
I was in the 24s when I was there.
They had the incorrect. So IndyCar in real life runs only the single. They'll run the road course package, right? The wing package, but there's single element and double element wings. The double element wings have higher downforce.
Sure.
But in IndyCar they have a rule where they're only allowed to use the single element wings. So iRacing didn't have that enforced before, so you could run the double elements. But now you can only run the singles, so that's why it's a completely different game. In addition to the new tire model just being, how it runs as well, where you can drive more on the edge of the car, really, with that right rear tire, I'd say.
Yep. Yeah, you could with the old one drop a gear or two going into turns 1 and 2, bring it down. If your tires were really fresh or you're in a qual mode, you would have looked out of it at all. And then it was flat through 3 and 4.
It is not flat through 3 and 4 anymore, so
I'm all right with that. Even though I benefited from last time, I'm all right with that track because from my point of view, I was like, it was 3 wide, 3 deep.
Well, it was taking a 3 wide too, so there you go.
And I'm seeing the draft in front of me, and like, well, first of all, where am I going to go? And second of all, I want no part of this. So forget it.
Well, at that point in the race, it was probably a crash, and the worst place you could finish was 6th.
Yeah.
So, is it 6 or 7 laps to go? I'm showing 7 on my overlay, but
7 laps to go. Yep, okay. Showing that in mine. Yep.
Shire's just maintaining it. Actually, that last lap for him was his best. So, as he blinks out, I'm trying not to show him too much because he's blinking out, but he's putting in some laps.
Yeah, last lap was a 126.20. Your fast lap is still Jasper at a 125.443.
As he puts another lap on Kresge there, or laps him anyway from whatever position he's. Oh, as I put him, Jasper goes into the tire barrier. And that was at turn 7. He continues with his front wing damaged. I think he's going to have to pit here, though. I'm actually amazed with how hard he went into that barrier that he's actually able to keep driving around. These cars are strong because so we ran this last night. We broadcast that Tuesday Night Thunder race, and we had cars at North Wilkesboro. And we had cars slamming into the wall. They'd spend 10 minutes on pit lane, and they'd come back out. So maybe they weren't good, but they came back out. Kresge's also coming in the pit lane, it looks like, too. So
Yeah, everyone has hit the pit road, and I don't think there's a requirement to pit for this particular race, anyways. But I think it just is a result of damage, or maybe just like, you know what, I've had enough, I need new tires. But only Shire and Fell are the only two that have gone without hitting pit road.
Yeah. So Jasper's already off. I think he got a fast repair on that one. Maybe he hadn't used one yet. So unfortunate for him because he'd set the fastest lap of the race here. Hopefully he didn't accidentally add fuel. I always want to turn that off. Although at this track you might want to add fuel just to make the car heavier, not I don't know, just stick to the track better. I don't know.
It could be get some fresh tires, light fuel load, throw down some big boy laps there towards the end here. I don't think they don't award you any points for the fast lap, so
that's a good question. I don't think they do.
I don't think they do.
And if they had whoever led the most laps here, it'd certainly be Shire. But I think Watson's going to be pretty happy with coming back after the incident that he had. Get that podium still. And Cawthorn too. Kresge's got to be happy just to probably finish the race here. It's really tough out here.
All sorts of degrees of accomplishment going on out
there. That's right. I mean, he's in that championship points, so he wants to get around here and just finish the race and get the points and then come back to Pocono and he'll be back on it. That's where he wants to be. I think is on those ovals.
Yeah, Christopher is only 31 behind the leader.
Yeah,
he's
so
not out of this. He's only 23 behind second, so everything's within shouting distance.
And we still have 5 races to go, I think, right? If I'm doing
half the season, half the season.
Yeah, this is round 7. Oh, and we've got. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. We disconnected from the server. We were apparently still streaming, though, so we haven't really missed too much, though. Shire still leads. Watson in P2. Or, sorry, Fell is in P2. Watson is in P3. Cawthorn in P4. Spates in P5. That's where we're at. So nothing much has changed since we last saw you guys out here.
Yeah, we're getting ready here to take the white flag here soon. The closest battle on that track appears to be Cawthorn and Spates. There's about a 5-second difference there. But we're coming to the final moments here.
This will be a start-finish line right here for Shire. And that is our white flag there, folks. Navigate us through one more time. It's got some lap traffic ahead, but I think he's dealt with enough of that tonight. They'll know exactly what to do with it. Again, this Homestead coffee car. Different liveries running this week. But Homestead Coffee, and yeah, he usually runs a white livery with that Homestead Coffee on it, but it's a kind of that blue and gold livery is what I'd call it.
Yeah, I thought it had green in it before, and if he's going to win today, that should be no coincidence.
If Dakota heard that, he told me that me and you have this like thing about green cars, because I sent him this video and I said, hey, it was the green car who did something, and he's like, that's yellow to me. He's like, you and Gary have this thing about blues or yellows being green.
I've seen in this league, but I know in some other leagues. I mean, I have flat freaked out people now who drive green cars to the point where we're getting ready to take the checkered flag here for the winner.
And
congrats!
Shire wins. We'll be getting a podium interview with him tonight, and then we'll be back about 9:40 for maybe a little bit after 9:30, somewhere between 9:30 and 9:40 for the first of the Cup races at Detroit Belle Isle here. So we'll see what Shire decides to do. Do you do a burnout or anything like that?
You might just, since you're in Detroit, be like Barry Sanders and act like you've been there and just pull it into the pits.
There is a fountain around here somewhere, but I'm not actually sure how to get to it.
I don't think he's there yet to go jump into it, but he's approaching it though. Well, yeah, I was getting ready to say, I think I freaked out a couple people to actually change their livery colors to the point where they don't want to drive green anymore. That's really not the point. I'm just a very superstitious person, and that has to do mainly because I played baseball in high school and college.
It certainly hasn't caused, Connor Baldwin to change his livery or anything. He even doubled down on it, didn't he?
He did.
So, but he's not going to be here tonight because he is, he was playing baseball.
As a matter of fact.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Yep. So Shire's just going to take us around. If he wants to come up to the booth, we'll see what happens. And we haven't talked to Shire before. Taking it all the way around. He's getting his, making us work here. Is he just gonna keep going? keep driving. It's been working.
Here we go.
He's at the start finish line.
Here we go. Here it is. Okay, all right. And he's gonna bang the wall.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's kind of the classic, right? There he goes.
And,
all right.
And he goes to the toe. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see if we can get an interview with him. Let me go set this up if he does want to join us. Hey, Wes, this is Matt and Gary up in the booth here. Congratulations on your victory here tonight.
Thanks. Evening, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Better for you.
Better for you, I think.
Yeah.
Tell us about your race. It was kind of clear sailing. Some action happened behind you, but you kept it off the wall. You were, I think, Gary, you might have the information, but I think you were the only car not to pit in this race, or maybe the P2 Simon might not have pit either.
Yeah. I'm just taking a look here at the start, see what happened. Yeah, no, really, once I got a couple second lead, it was just all about, risk management and just not putting the car in a wall.
Did you have any thoughts? So you're not a regular, I don't think, in this series, or do you consider yourself a regular? I don't think you are.
No, this is only my second race in Turbo. Normally, I'm Cup driver.
That's right.
I certainly will say I had a bit of an advantage as I did build the setup for this week.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, there it is.
Definitely not 100% tune style. Nah, I tried to make it pretty level playing field for everybody.
Very good. Well, is this going to help you in the Cup race tonight, or is this just completely different animal?
It's probably not going to help at all. I've turned about 3 laps here in the IndyCar, and I don't think any of them were clean.
Oh, well, that's kind of to be expected. This is, Belle Isle, and just survival is the key for the IndyCar race, for the Cup race here later tonight. I was telling Gary, I'm happy to have you finally in the booth here. I think this is the first time we had you up here. You missed out at Watkins, and you finished 4th, so missed out on the podium interview. So it's really good to have you finally in the booth with us, and congratulations on this win.
Yeah, thanks. It's nice to finally be up here.
And we'll see you next week in the Tuesday Night Thunder. Well, we're going to see you in the Cup race, but then also in the Tuesday Night Thunder.
Yeah,
any
absolutely.
Thoughts about going to Bristol there?
I'm looking forward to that. It's one of those weird places where the setup almost doesn't matter because there's really only one setup you can run and not have the car just disintegrate around you. So if anybody in the TNT race is watching, max spring rates might help you all around.
Yeah, and do you think it's just going to be a pack race, or how? Everyone I interviewed last night wasn't really sure what kind of race we were going to get. So
I think as long as everybody gets the setup right, it'll be not necessarily a pack race, but you're certainly going to have to give the guys around you a lot of respect.
Yeah. Well, not to call you out any, but we did see you blinking a few times. So I had some issues myself on my end. So I don't know. iRacing's just being a little weird today for me.
Yeah, hopefully that won't matter in the next race. I'll either be out ahead of everybody or in the wall in the pits by myself.
We talked about it a little bit. If you're going to have blinking, it's better to have it on a road course than on an oval. So,
yeah, certainly.
Yeah. Well, congratulations again on your victory, and we'll see you coming up in about an hour in that Cup race.
Yeah, sounds good. And before I go, I just want to say a quick thanks to Chris for putting on the league, you guys for broadcasting, and of course, Homestead Coffee for keeping me awake all the time.
Hey, Wes, actually, I had a point, and I mentioned this during the broadcast. I have ordered Homestead Coffee, and it came today. I have not tried it yet, though, so it did come today.
Excellent to hear. You're going to have to let me know how you like that.
I'll get a picture of it for you, and I'll let you know once I actually drink some. So.
All right, sounds good.
All right, take care.
Good luck in the next one.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good one, guys.
Interesting stat here from his race. You would think with a lead as big as he had, and the type of command that he had for that race, that he might take it easy on the last lap. No, best lap was lap 25. Yep, best lap was lap 25 according to timing and scoring.
So the tires were still working there even at the end after 25 laps or 24 laps.
Yep. Absolutely. So closers be closing.
Yeah, let's go through just our final grid here, our final results here real quick, and then we'll go into next race at 9:30 mode. So we had Wes Shire, our winner there, followed by Simon Fell, James Watson, Chris Cawthorn in P4, Andrew Spates in P5, Christian Jasper in P6, Christopher Kresge, one of our admins here in P7, your boy, or your guy, whichever, I'm not sure, Jeff Destino in P8, Tony Patty, another admin. It said Tony was out like the whole race here, but he was not out.
No, he was out. He was still running.
He was circling, and same with Robert Hodel. It said he was out on the overlay, but he wasn't. And
well, Robert he finished running, but he had a rough day. I'm looking at 16 incident points minus 9 laps down. It's a rough day, but when you only have 10 guys in the race, go collect those points, man. Stay out there, get in it. But unfortunately for Jeff and his effort, I mean, he was up at in a podium position and just one little mistake. All he has is 2 incident points for this entire race.
Just that one, yeah.
Mistake. Interesting enough, Wes also has 2 incident points. I don't remember at all seeing where he got those, so that was a little bit interesting how he got those. But top 3, second and third, no incident points to be expected. So again, the fewer mistakes you make, the better you do in the standings.
That's right. And so we will see you guys back about not that long from now, about a half hour from now, and we'll see you then.
Ever since I've switched to Schaeffer's oil, I've never had a reason to even try anything else. And that's one thing that I'm proud about, is the fact that I can't tell you how good something else is, because I know how good Schaeffer's oil is. My engine builders, Tony and Glenn Clements, have said about the oil we run. They've told us that out of all the motors that they get and rebuild every year, ours looks the best, and a lot of that has to do with the oil that we run. One of the things that I love about Schaeffer's oil is the fact that all of their reps are out in the field and at the racetracks with us, seeing what all the racers need, seeing what ideas we have or anything that we can improve on. And you just can't beat the customer service of having a rep for, you know, one of the main components of our race team, whether it's at our engine oil, transmission fluid, rear end oil. Having somebody there that represents that brand and also gives us support and also the knowledge that we need to be making the right calls and just helping us out with our entire racing program. It means a lot to our race team to have that. My name's Chris Ferguson, and I drive the number 22 dirt late model. I've been using Schaeffer's oil racing products since 2009. I absolutely have no doubt that we're using the best products that is possible for dirt late model racing.
There's two types of drivers out there. Drivers who know how to protect their investment, and drivers who don't. Car owners who know how to get more miles per gallon, and owners who don't. We're talking people who know their Schaeffer, and people who don't. Which one are you? From cars to trucks to diesel workhorses, whatever you drive, there's a Schaeffer synthetic oil for you. Do you know your Schaeffer? Ask for it at an automotive retailer near you.
You're blind. You're trying to escape from here, aren't you? I want to see how far you can make it before your head is chopped off.
Hello and welcome to round number 7 of the Schaeffer's Cup from Detroit Belle Isle. This is the first round of our doubleheader here tonight. Well, I guess it might have been a triple header, but these are the Detroit duels for the IndyCar here. We're running 20 laps. This is our qualifying session, and we're going to be top 8 cars from the actual race here will be inverted. A little bit Formula 2 style inversion there. And we're going to be having the second race for you guys right after that here later tonight. Currently, Christopher Albee is our provisional pole sitter. A lot of different strategies here tonight. The cars will be required to make at least one pit stop. These are pretty short races, so you might see cars duck into the pits, change to blacks, or start on blacks and change to reds really early. So we'll see what we can do here. And you would have just seen the Echo Blade trailer. This is Dakota DeMade's company creating the Echo Blade company, and he's running this livery. This is just announced this week. Link is in the description for the Steam store to put it on your wish list. He'd really appreciate it if you put it on your wish list.
It's on mine.
It's on mine too. I got everybody I could to get it on there. It just helps them with the Steam algorithm and the SEO just to get people on the wish list. it filters up on the store pages just by people doing that, so we'd really appreciate it. There is a link in the description if I didn't say that already, but Echo Blade. So Sanders, P2. So Sanders was our fastest car in the practice session. Currently, nobody in the 14s yet. I think we're going to see it before the night is up. This setup here is developed by, we ran it over in the iRacing League. It's developed by Apex Sage Coaching, one of the sponsors over there in the TI League, as well as a sponsor of RaceFirst in some of the leagues that we run as well. So check them out on the Twitter. It's at Apex Sage Coach. Good setups and some coaching there for you guys if you're looking for a coach for these Indy cars and any other car out there. They can set you up. So Alex Van de Zandt and Craig Forsyth coming in real late here as Sanders does go P1. I was about to say he is into the 14s is Gavin Sanders, first car there.
Just dipped in.
What I was about to say was Van de Zandt and Craig Forsyth just got done with a DW12 race over in the Dark Horse Series, and jump on over here for the Schaeffer's Cup here tonight. Alby's got a really quick car here this weekend.
And an awesome livery, which he should have ran last week. And we talked about that, he and I did, and he actually explained what his livery was from last week. We couldn't place it. We see it. We've seen it before.
That's right,
it was Tony Kanon's livery when he raced in kart in '99. I think that's what he said it was that or 2000. I forget again. I'll have to go back and look what year, but it was definitely a Tony Kanon livery when he raced in. So now we know, and knowing's the half of the battle. So.
You want to talk any about his livery here for tonight, though?
If we can get it on camera, we got it on camera.
I've got it on camera right now.
Okay, so if you know, normally he runs a white and red IndyCar Racing 2 livery. Well, this is actually the white and blue IndyCar Racing 1 default livery. So if you ever got the IndyCar Racing 1 game, circa 93, 94, somewhere in there, and you just took the car out of the box, whatever the game gave you, that's the car you got right there. So, and if you won't really see it until we get closer, or maybe it's standing still or something, but the detail on it is awesome. All the graphics on the car are 16-bit, so they're all pixelated and everything. I think it's absolutely awesome, and I like it when people get into this level of detail and actually honor the game that we're all kind of broke ground for us, which is those IndyCar racing games.
Very cool livery. So with that said, Caleb Bensi going P1, 14.2, really quick lap here from our championship leader. And that race for his Fawn and Fanny machine. One of the Fawn and Fanny, that a name on that car is a specialty boutique where you can go make your own skincare products for special occasions. It's in northern Ohio, and check them out.
So while we're watching these guys qualify here in the last 2 minutes, real quick, the top 10 in points. He did mention that Caleb is the points leader. He has a pretty healthy lead in front of Alex Van de Zandt, who's really kind of, you know, we've kind of talked about, and also in some other leagues where he's kind of have a difficult season. Well, he's in second place here, so not so much difficult, but just some bad luck and untimely bad luck. Third place, Dakota DeMed. Fourth place is Dylan Blanton. Fifth place is Gavin Sanders. Sixth place is Shane Coogan, who's actually up 5 from the last race, so he is definitely making his ascent into the standings. Craig Forsyth 7th, Mark Johnson 8th, Hayden Herman 9th, and Matthew Cosgrove and Wes Shire tied in 10th.
So Shire, our winner from the Turbo race earlier tonight. He gave me a little tip on what his strategy is going to be, but I'm not going to mention that until we see it happen. I don't want anybody that might be listening out here, as we have a minute to go. We'll have a couple minutes after this. After this minute to go, we'll have a couple minutes before everybody to finish their hot laps out here. But I wanted to do a shout out to Shane Coogan. He's got a new livery this week. This is his music company, Western Waves Media. They do some music. There's been talk about possibly a Reddit IndyCar League song. I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not, but he might be involved with that. Be very cool. We've got that Tuesday Night Thunder has their own theme song, and I think a lot of leagues are now thinking about getting their own theme song after that.
Yeah, I dropped a couple suggestions, and if anybody knows what type of IndyCar history I like and that type of thing, if you know it, you'll be like, oh yeah, I can see Gary dropping that suggestion. But I think
it's not Van Halen, is it?
No, but think more like Indy 500 intros.
Okay, Delta Force.
But what's wrong with Van Halen? No, just kidding.
So Wes Shire is running his Merlin Mark II livery that we were talking about earlier, that he wasn't running in the earlier race, but he is running it here tonight, at least on my screen. Has not changed it from the retro livery from last week. Bensie's called it in.
Yeah.
Albee looks like he's done as well.
Van Ascent's in. Albee's in.
Scoogan is still out there. That's what we call him sometimes.
Yep. Now, I like how he's crossed that livery over with. He's been obviously driving that 94, 95 Vassar.
Chip Ganassi.
Herta Vassar Chip Ganassi livery. He's got it combined with his own company now. It looks pretty slick. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. I like. He just collides. You saw that, didn't you? He was done with his qualifying, but yeah, I got that on the camera. I like that black and red car there, so I like that livery.
We know you like black and red cars.
Yeah. So interesting thing on my car, and it's what Caleb's running this series, but I never thought I'd like driving a fully red car with. It's the opposite. It's red and black, but I actually ended up kind of liking that version better. It had originally started as the black and red, which some of my teammates, I have run that for the Race First team. Looks like we're about done here, and Sanders is gonna right at the end there. Knocks off Bensie 4. It's showing on the ticker. It's actually showing that it was like 0.6 of a second, but it was nowhere near that. It was much less.
Yeah.
So we've got a really quick grid here. So let's go through this short run. Gavin Sanders in P1, followed by Caleb Bensie, Alex Van de Zandt in P3, Christopher Albee in P4, Shane Coogan in P5, Dylan Blanton in P6.
In 7th, we got Dakota, who might be racing with some strategy. We'll watch him. 8th, Mark Johnson. 9th, Wes Shire. 10th, Matthew Cosgrove. 11th, Nicholas Isidro. And 12th, Craig Forsyth.
And then heading on to P13 is Tyler Coogan, Hayden Herman in P14, Michael Berry in P15, Adam Nash in P16, Neil Lusher in P17. Some of these guys have not qualified. I know Garrison Hogan said his kind of strategy for the entire season was to never qualify and start at the back. And so it's kind of an adventure for him. Heading on to the end of the grid here. It looks like just Connor Baldwin there and a couple of admins.
Connor Baldwin, yep, and the admins, yep.
So we got through that really quickly. I just know we have a really short pace lap here, so that's why I wanted to get that through. Okay, what do we got here? I think Caleb had gotten out. We had some possible issues with guys starting their cars here tonight. Maybe some ECU issues on these cars. Updates to the ECU not working good for everybody out here.
Well, actually, there's in the game itself. We'll pretend like they don't have the starters out there or something, but in the game itself, you can actually actually start your car with an ignition system. And that's an option you set when you set these sessions up, and apparently that got flagged. So these guys have been hitting pit road with the engine off, and they're saying like, what do I do? Because normally the engine's on, but it's just a couple of keystrokes. I think it's S and I or something on your keyboard to start your car, and away you go.
Yeah.
So they got that going on. Now it does allow them to, during the race, if they want to, if there's ever a full course yellow, they could actually turn their ignition off and coast if they wanted to.
I know that Alex Van de Zandt does that. I've never done it. Too scared to do it. I've seen, not in IndyCar, but I've seen in the NASCAR races. What was his name? The Australian driver. I'm blanking on his name. As we are heading to the green flag here, Bensie's going to lead us here. Sanders is going to lead us here. Bensie on the outside, actually. And we are green.
Great.
We're going to be watching kind of the back of the field here, though, to make sure everybody gets through turn 1 and 2.
Oh yeah.
So far,
Sanders
so good.
running 4 on the side, on the upper side pods there. I didn't know he was a corporate teammate of mine.
Could be. As we head into turn 3, side by side in the back here, everybody looks to be
Alex up
through.
to P2.
For some reason I'm seeing a Lusher in P1, but that is incorrect.
Yeah, I am seeing that too. But we
Yeah.
got Alex up to P2, Caleb, Albee, Blant, and Coogan. Then we got, yeah, there it goes. There it goes.
So if you have any tire strategy there, is Dakota the highest running black tire car?
Yes.
Okay, so interesting strategy there for him. As Sanders leads. Really cool camera angles here. So this is a proper race here with about 20 cars in the field.
Proper race.
It looks like Dakota is going to be ducking into the pits here. He's going to put on the red tires, and this is our first strategy call here tonight.
Okay.
And I guess the strategy here is to avoid any of the traffic. You know, these guys are going to be driving a little bit slower in traffic, and possibly getting involved with some incidents that they don't want to be involved in.
We've seen with this new tire model lately the importance of track position. That has definitely gone up huge with this tire model. I honestly don't really know. I have not really benefited from a lot of strategy in a lot of these new tire model races. It's if you stick out there and you stay out there with your with your current setup, well, we're talking road course here, but on an oval, you could put a car on fresh tires at bay for a while. And of course, last week we saw Forsyth with old tires trying to hold off a Coogan for what last half a lap.
Yeah.
But on the larger tracks, I think you could hold them off a little bit better. But with the new tire model, track position matters.
So one car to look at is, this is who I was talking about on strategy, Wes Shire, hitting the pit lanes. He started on reds, and he's going to switch to blacks for the rest of this race. The black tires should last a little bit longer, but we'll see how that goes with him.
Alex searching for a way around.
Yeah,
Sanders,
he's really
not gonna
close.
find it. Yeah.
That was the best passing zone that we have here into turn 3.
Albee up a position. He got around Blanton.
Yeah, and first and second kind of.
Oh! Sanders scraped the wall just a little bit.
I didn't catch that, but it might have.
I saw
it didn't
sparks.
happen.
I saw sparks.
Okay. But yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I saw a lot of that during the TI race that we had here, that there were cars just getting so close to that wall that it would kick off sparks. And I don't know if that's a reaction from the game and the code saying, hey, I'm close enough to throw off sparks, or they're actually making contact. I couldn't tell you, but all I see is sparks.
I think it's a little bit of both. Sometimes it's real, and then sometimes not. It's nice to happen, though, even if it's not real, because sparks are pretty cool, huh? But when the tire falls off and then repairs itself, that's not the best time. So Sanders, everybody's running the top 2 cars. They are checking out a little bit from Bensie back there in third. Bensie's just kind of biding his time, I think. He is coming under pressure from Albie back there in fourth, though.
Bensie's not used any of the push to pass, but Sanders and Van de Sant both have used one. A little bit further back, Craig Forsyth has actually used two, so he's of your leaders the most. Currently, right now in the standings, Forsyth up 5, Isidro up 3, Tyler Coogan up 3, Hayden Herman up 3. Those that have kind of fallen back, but mainly due to pit strategy, Dakota back 6, West back 6, Matthew Cosgrove back 6, and again, that's just because of pit strategy at this point.
We're seeing Barry has hit the pit lane as well. I don't know if that is because of... Yeah, there was some contact there. Let's see if I can get a replay of that. Pull that up momentarily. No cautions here. So there was discussion about possible for full course caution if there was heavy contact. So Barry loses it out of turn 2. Big bump there. We saw it was at the point where we saw that Chevy pace car contact the wall in real life. That's where he put it in the wall. So that's one of those places.
I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing at the Chevy executive. It's still funny. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but Gavin Sanders, purple, 114.95.
And there he gapped a little bit. He's about a second up on Van de Sant now, a second and a half, in fact.
So how are the rules of this working? How are we going to advance from this race into the next race?
Okay, so we did talk a little bit about that, but the top 8 cars, so everybody's going to transfer to the next race, everybody.
Okay.
But we're going to do, from 1st to 8th, are going to inverse their positions. So first place will start 8th, second place will start 7th, and whoever finishes 8th in this is going to be starting 1st in the next race. So those are actually the similar rules to Formula 2. Formula 2 runs a feature race. It's a little bit longer race, and then they run a sprint race, and they inverse the grid from the feature race for that. The difference in that race, though, over in Formula 2 world, is the feature race has a required pit stop, whereas the sprint race does not. So both races here tonight are going to have pit stops, one required. We do have a little bit temperature difference here between the two races. This race started at an ambient temperature of 70 degrees, whereas the second race, it's going to be a little bit later in the day. It's going to be at 78. So those tires also sensitive to temperature changes. They might not last as long in that second race.
So, because I'm mainly not a driver that does a lot of road course races and would play around with strategy, when does the person around 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th start thinking about falling back to get that strategic start for the next race? Is that such a thing, or is everyone kind of racing as fast and hard as possible?
Honestly, I don't think it's a thing, because you want to get points. In 5th place, you're gonna score 5th place points for this one, and
okay.
I don't know. You never know what's gonna happen. I don't think that you don't want to say, "Hey, I'm gonna drop back," and then get wrecked by somebody trying to pass you. So that would be even worse. So I don't know if it might. The guy who's gonna try harder though is that guy in 9th, because that Isidro back here in 9th. If he sees that I can get 8th and I'll start P1 in the next race, yeah, he's going to try harder.
Okay.
So I think that's a strategy. I don't think if you're above 8th that you're going to push harder.
Interesting enough that you mentioned that, because Isidro's on push to pass. It was just on push to pass.
So Sanders has put a fastest lap in. He did a 14.9. But the following lap after that, he did a 15.6, so 7/10 off. So he might have just pushed those tires a little bit too hard. These red tires are very sensitive to tire pressure or tire temperature changes. So
doesn't take much. Nope.
Yeah, it does not. And if, as we saw Dakota DeMade, he made that early pit stop. He's going to the end on these red tires, I have to imagine. And he's got to keep these tires underneath him.
Yeah, I've kind of gone back a little bit further in the pack. I'm looking at that transfer position now. I know we're talking oval talk now on a road course, but I am watching Coogan and Isidro. They are on those reds, and they are already fishtailing in the high acceleration zone. So that's going to be interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on these guys as you keep watching on the leaders.
Yeah, so Van de Zandt is just gapping a little bit into Sanders' gap. He's brought it down to a 1.2. It was over 1.5 seconds. Bensie's really dropped over the course of this race. He is our championship points leader. He'll know. He doesn't want to risk things. Oh, as well, Albie brushed the wall, tire came off, and then it repaired itself. So
there you go.
That's that. As Coogan, though, Shane Coogan, he is into the wall hard. And this one seems real. Unfortunately, that Western Waves media car, he's going to try to get back to the pits. He's in the fountain section here. I think he's going to make it back home, though. But that'll be Forsyth gets by him.
Yeah, here comes his brother.
Yep. So that new livery not working out for him tonight. But he'll have another chance to work with it here later tonight. We'll see if he can get back. Everybody's going to have to pit here, so he's in 8th right now. He might be able to hold that 8th position, so we'll see. It'll be a tough one, though.
Yeah, so that brings, that puts Shane actually, okay, now Mark Johnson. Mark Johnson is now in that 8th spot for the P1 start.
So
that
Sanders just put a lap on West Shire. Shire had moved, pitted for those black tires. So he's now getting lapped. We'll have to see Shane Coogan on pit lane. Cosgrove is pit as well.
So strategy in play with Dakota, because Dakota now is in 9th on fresher tires than 8th place Mark Johnson. So
correct.
I'll keep watching this and see if they close that gap some.
Yeah, he's 5 seconds
pretty
back
big
there.
Yeah, pretty big, but it's coming down.
And then everybody ahead of Dakota there needs to pit. So, as we had somebody back there. It wasn't, who was that? That was a big crash coming out of turn 3. Let's see if I can get a replay on anything here. Oh, Adam Nash is back to his USAF livery. Didn't notice that one. Sorry, we've got trying to figure out who had that incident there. I'm not seeing on my data.
While you're doing that, Gavin Sanders is still at 114.954 purple, so he is still the fastest currently. I don't see any laps getting faster at this point, especially with all these used tires out there, so that might be holding up for a while.
Okay. I wish I knew who that one that would crash there. It was not Barry. It was like a black car. Honestly, it looked like the leader, but he's still going. He's fine.
Dakota is pushing. He's got 5 push to pass left.
Yeah.
I guess in a 20-lap race, smoke him if you got him, right? So.
Yeah, we were talking about that Olden Park race that we were talking about earlier, Gary. I think we talked about that off air, but I don't think I used any of my push to passes in that race.
Neither did I.
Yeah, whereas Dakota had, he was talking about, I only have 1 left. I'm like, I haven't used any. And he was right ahead of me, but my tires were shot by that point in the race.
And Dakota's within 2 seconds now.
Yeah, he's really getting close to Johnson up there. He is 45 seconds back from the leader, though. I think the pit lane
it's going to
crossover is
about 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, about 30 seconds. So should put him up to about 5th place.
Yeah, he's there. He's there.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to get around Johnson, though. Even if you're a second faster, he's going to have to find that passing point. and not contact him. This is the closest. Actually, with that said, Isidro's also caught up to Coogan up there, so also working on him too. Let's go on board here. We haven't done any of that. On board with Isidro. Keep an eye on Dakota and how he's working on Johnson there too.
We got that, yep.
Sanders has pulled a 3.5 second gap over Van de Zandt, so I don't know what happened to him. I think Isidro's going to be pushed to pass here, maybe? No, he did not use his push to pass.
Gavin's been on the button. He's only got 5 left.
Yeah, actually, Isidro hasn't used any of his push to pass. I don't know.
There it is, right there. Isidro on it right now. Oh, Dakota on the outside coming into turn the 90 degree. So this is the only passing zone. He pulls it off. Turn 3. He pulls it off.
There we go.
I wanted to say turn 3, and I just couldn't remember off the top of my head. I just wanted to call the action, and he pulls off the pass.
So,
now,
Isidro making a pass on Tyler Coogan. This is into turn 7. This is the other passing point. There's 2 real passing points into turn 3 and turn 7. Turn 7's not quite as ideal, but you can get done there as well.
Dakota now into the transfer spots.
So now there's the question: does Dakota want to stay in 8th? I have to imagine he wants to move up, though. We'll see.
Well, I don't think he has a choice. If Isidro or Coogan or Forsyth hit pit road, I mean, what are you going to do? Just
there's
stop
nothing
short
he can
and say,
do.
I don't want to pass you? Yeah, so you're just going to go. So really, Mark Johnson's sitting in a pretty decent position, to be honest.
He does have to pit, though. So he's going to drop back.
Okay.
Let's see. It looks like Shane and West Shire might be in contention for that spot when he pits. It's going to be close with them.
Well, that'll be a big turn of fortune for Shane after losing the front end of his car.
Yeah, I think he made it back to the pit lane, so if he had to tow, that would have been a total game changer. But I think he's actually in a pretty good shape. He's doing decent laps.
Yeah, 117 last time.
He just does not want any wall contact again in this race because he won't have that fast repair again. Van Zandt in
I'll be
P2.
coming into the pits, I believe.
Yes, I see that. I'll be hitting the pit lane. First of the kind of lead lap group that is blinked. He's going to have to change over to those black tires now, and those are going to be a little bit slower. While Dakota's out here, I feel like he's been easy. He's on these red tires, but I think he's been kind of easy on them through this run.
118 last lap.
Yeah. Oh, as the car goes around in front of him. Who was that?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can figure out who that was. I'm getting a bunch of information about who's pitting, but I don't see incidents on this like I usually do. So let me rewind this. Oops. Got a lot of cars on pit lane.
Yeah, I'm showing Cosgrove, Herman, Barry, Nash.
Oh, as Hogan had just brushed the wall as I went to him. He's in 18th.
Van de Zandt in the pits. Isidro on push to pass.
Van de Zandt in that Happy Trails Chili Mix car. LMCgear.com. I see Jim Herrick, LMCgear.com, in the chat room here tonight. Hey, we're missing Julian Altina was out in the chat room as well. And not in the race tonight. Missing him here tonight. So Van de Zandt is out.
Albie's out. Back on track there.
Yep. So Sanders, Bency, Forsyth, Tyler Coogan up to 4th spot. Going long on these red tires.
I think he still has a stop, though.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody, 1st to 5th, all have to stop. Albie gets out ahead of Van de Zandt. Is that right? Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he
I'm
got out
going that by
ahead of.
almost a second. Almost a second. Now at a second.
Yep, this could be a good battle here.
And he's got traffic in front of him.
Yeah.
And so in front of him.
Oh, yeah, that's Isidro and Tyler Coogan who are battling as well. So they're not going to be.
Position. That's for position.
That is for position. That is 4th and 5th actually. As looks like Tyler Coogan hitting the pit lane.
That was probably a smart move on his part.
Appreciated by Albie and Van de Zandt, but now they have to still deal with Isidro here. Isidro is having a
go ahead.
tough season here this particular season. He was our winner last season.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
he thought about it. Albie thought about going inside into turn 3 there.
He would have to send it really deep.
Yes, he was. And he's on the black tires, and those black tires might not be up to temperature quite yet.
Alex is on blacks too.
Yeah, they're both on the blacks, and then okay, so Albie's going outside into turn 7 up here. Is he gonna make that work?
Yeah, now no.
Isidro does not give it away,
Oh.
which puts Van de Zandt into a good position to get around Albie.
Yeah. He's trying to get a high entrance, get a good run off that corner. Oh, and there. Well,
Van de Zandt's looking. Now they got a good run, but there's a slow car there on the inside. This again, turn 1 isn't really the best passing zone. Isidro's really making it difficult for them. Isidro's got a pit.
Albie's not on push to pass. Maybe he just knows that I just need to hold. I think I would want to try to pass.
He's diving inside.
There it is. There it is.
He's going to make that work.
Oh, and Alex goes sideways.
Saves it, though.
Oh, wow.
Got that rear tire lockup.
Probably thinking, I'm going to try to sneak through on this one, and that's, no, that's not going to go this time. Oh, that was so close.
It was. So Tyler Coogan is currently in our 8th spot, pole sitter for the next race. But we've got several cars that have yet to pit here, so things are going to get shuffled momentarily.
So 3 to go. Leader has not pit yet, so...
Either has Bensi or Forsyth. Bensi's really dropped back in this one. He's about 11 seconds back from Sanders. I think there was something we might have missed somewhere. Again, I said there was an accident at some point in time, and I think there were some cars that had to check up, and they lost as... I'm looking at Bensi right now. He drives around some debris on the track.
Oh, Coogan is a one-winged angel. Tyler Coogan, one-winged angel.
Tyler is in our transfer spot. This isn't the worst track to have missing front wing, though, because all that mechanical grip in these really slow corners, that's where you're getting the grip in the corners, not so much on the front wing, of course.
Gavin Sanders in.
Okay, Sanders in. Slowly down the pit lane, about 50 miles an hour.
A lot of damaged equipment there on pit road.
Yes, there is.
Wow.
How many cars do we have out? Is it from 11th on? Is Johnson's still out there. Lusher's still out there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Cosgrove is pitting right now. Blanton.
And away he goes.
Okay, Herman is the first car out from 15th position. Sanders is back out into the lead.
Yeah, he maintained.
And Bensi's coming out of the pits right now. He has no pressure from behind as he comes out. So that battle with Van de Zandt and Albie, Bensi
okay, let's go back to at 9th and 10th. Eighth
Okay,
and ninth.
yeah.
You got Shane. And Tyler
and
into the
Tyler
wall.
really
And
into the
look
wall.
like Shane,
And
and it
then
goes right
his-
around. Oh!
And that is those are brothers there, folks. Shane Coogan into the wall hard as well. He
Tyler
keeps going.
toes. Tyler toes. Shane's still going. So now in look at who's
Shane is
now
in transfer position, but
right, and now look at now you have a tiger that's all of a sudden seen his prey and it knows exactly what to go for. You got Wes, who now sees a very damaged car in front of him in that transfer position. Oh, this is going to be pretty exciting. Can he
as
hold
we
him off?
are on the final white flag lap here, folks. Gavin Sanders is first place.
Shane has not used any push to pass.
I don't think he wants to use any push to pass with no front wing. But let's see if he can survive here. This is what we're going to focus on here, guys. This transfer spot for the pole position in the next race. If I was Wes, I would dive for this. This is worth making a dive for. To get that first start, pole position in the next race. But he's running out of time.
Paul Tracy send here. Paul Tracy send.
Yeah.
He is close enough. He's right there.
Oh, we got a car.
Oh!
That was Isidro.
Isidro!
And Wes isn't gonna get it here.
Man. Oh.
Yeah.
That was a great battle. That was a great and that just is testament to Coogan's ability to muscle that car around. Woo.
That's right. Well, for some reason we're showing 2 cars have finished in third. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, then it updated Albie as nope. They're both still showing in third. Who do you have in third right now?
I'm still showing 2 cars in third as Albie and Dakota. It was.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but what we do know is that Gavin Sanders won this race.
Yeah, I'm showing on another screen. We got Sanders, Bency, Albie, Forsyth, Van de Sant, Shire, Coogan, Johnson, Isidro. Those are your top 10 right there.
Sanders driving around like this race is still going on, but
maybe he's just making sure. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very odd here. With his lap 20. Everybody else has pit, that I can tell. But yeah, our winner is Gavin Sanders. We'll see if we can get an interview with him, but he's just driving. Maybe he's doing what Wes did, and just driving around until he comes to the start-finish line where he can do some donuts. And Sanders here is going to start 8th in the next race, so he, with a difficult passing here, this is what this might be his moment. I believe this is his first victory in the series, isn't it?
He's
been really strong.
Other than I can't speak for last year, but I can definitely say that for this year, yeah, this is his first.
Yep. Okay, so we'll get an interview with him momentarily. So we'll be right back. Hey Gavin, this is Matt and Gary up here in the booth. Congratulations on your victory there. Tell us about your race.
Thank you. It was pretty good. This track's so hard. It's just all about consistency and almost underdriving more than anything. So just kind of making the reds last and fighting off Alex at the start was definitely key. And then going from there with the track position, pretty much let it out to winning, and that it's incredible. I believe it's my first win in this series, so I'm really excited.
That's what I was mentioning. I do think you've been really strong on all the road courses in this season, and you finally got one, brought it home. You had some really unfortunate luck at Watkins Glen, and that we were running, what was it, the no bus stop course and the Cup track. So yeah. So I had some net code on that one. So
no, definitely nice to finally get one. So
very good. So tell us about, what are you thinking? Next race, you're going to start 8th.
Same idea, more or less. I'm assuming, well, it's going to be a pretty big shakeup. So kind of first few corners and see what happens and go from there. And hope the pace is still there and there's no damage or anything. So hope for best case circumstances, but hope trying to avoid the worst. So
well, we have a short window here to get you to your next race. Any sponsors you wanted to give a shout out to?
Big shout out to Fat Bastard Burrito and Sailboat Canada. That's pretty much it. I think my dad's watching, so shout out to him. And other than that, see you guys in the next race.
All right, we'll see you then. Good luck out there from P8.
Thank you.
All right, got Dad watching from home. Hey, Dad, what's going on?
All right, well, we're going to get a quick interview with Caleb, who... hey, Caleb, got you up in the booth here. Tell us about your race.
Kind of lonely.
Sometimes that's good here at Detroit.
It's very good, honestly. I'll take that over in the wall. But yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I don't really care that much, but they went early before the green and it caught me off guard and stuff. So then after that, they had a little more pace than me. So thinking ahead, just settled in and didn't want to make any mistakes.
Yeah, Gavin had a 14.9 second race lap somewhere in that race, but so he was really quick out there.
Yeah, see, I can get in the 14s in qualifying when there's not as much on the line, but didn't feel like trying that. So, and obviously you're not hoping, but you're expecting other people to make mistakes, and Alex did there. So,
yeah,
that's why you chill there and just be patient because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, on the street courses, that's kind of how it goes. Hey, any shout outs to any sponsors? Fawn and Fanny, one of them?
Obviously you guys race first, put on some great podcasts. And Fawn and Fanny, it's Ant Store in Northeast Ohio. You can shop online at fawnandfanny.com. Check out other self-care custom products. And hopefully can get another podium here for the race too.
Yeah, well, you're going to be starting from P7. Any thoughts about that? I guess final question.
Just hope to survive the first lap.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Yep, there it is. Yep.
Well, at least you do have a fast repair, so there is that, I suppose.
Exactly.
So, but then you only have one, and then you don't want to get involved with anything else. So, yeah,
we'll see. Hope for the best.
All right. Well, good luck in the next race.
Thanks, guys.
All right. See ya.
Caleb Bency making Northeast Ohio cool again, man.
Okay, I was checking one thing. So yeah, we got to switch on over. We'll be back in a couple minutes and switch on over for the next race, where Sanders going to start 8th, and what I'm showing is Shane Coogan's going to be starting first, but I'm not 100% sure if that's accurate.
That is what I have right now. I have in the 8th spot Shire, Van de Sant, Forsyth, DeMitt, Albee, Bency, and Sanders. Those are your top. That's going to be your starting 8 right there.
The weird thing at the end here was I thought that Shire had to pass Coogan for 8th position, and it's showing him in 7th.
Something happened.
Yeah, something happened weird.
Well, I think Sidro hit the wall, and
that could have been it.
That was a drop there, but we'll see how it shakes out. We thank everyone for hanging out with us.
Yep.
Stick around, and we'll bring you a great second half here.
All right, we'll be back in a couple minutes. We're going live. All right, so we're back, going right to the grid with Shane Coogan's on pole, followed by Wes Shire. Third place is Alex Van Zandt, Craig Forsyth, Dakota DeMade in P5, Christopher Albee in P6.
We got Caleb and our points leader in P7, Gavin Sanders in 8th, Mark Johnson in 9th, Nicholas Isidro in 10th, Tyler Coogan in 11th, and Neil Lesher in 12th.
Matthew Cosgrove in P13, Dylan Blanton in P14, Hayden Herman in P15, Adam Nash in P16, and Connor Baldwin in P17. So that is our grid, folks. We're going real quick here. And we're going to have green flag, and Shane Coogan is going to be starting first. So this is going to be really interesting to see how this race starts. Grab the popcorn. Caleb Pensy.
Whoa, what's going on there? Whoa. They ought to throw, they need to go yellow on that one. That's not a good start.
Yeah, that one was...
That's not a good start. I don't know what happened there, but that's not a good start.
Well, we got something. Hopefully nobody got black flags.
Oh, look at 8th place on back. 9th place now. We're showing all out. I don't know why that's the case.
It just hasn't gone
now
past
now they're finally taking time. So something happened there. I don't know if you could look back on the replay to see what happened. If somebody was asleep at the wheel, or maybe someone's wheel actually wasn't working. But that's as in the Parthenon of bad iRacing starts. That's about the worst.
I can tell you one car that might have been an issue here is Dakota's way back in P14, as we just had. I think it was Connor Baldwin. Impact the wall there. So let me go back and see what happened to Dakota there, because he was 5th on the grid. So
we have Forsyth spinning out right there in the the fountain complex.
Dakota could not get his car started, is what it looks like. Unfortunately, he won't be appreciative of having a replay. And I bet he's a little flustered because he just wrapped it around again there.
Coogan pitting right off the bat. Bincy pitting. Oh, a whole bunch of people are pitting.
Because they all started on black tires, I think, and are going over to the reds. Is that what it is?
Yeah, Coogan, Bincy, Sanders, Johnson, all in. So we have our winner from earlier as our current leader. So the Turbo Cup Series leader, our winner, current leader now.
Yep.
On blacks, or on the primaries.
Correct. Christopher Albee back there in P2. Isidro in P3. Tyler Coogan in P4. So basically, 1st to 8th have not pit. And everybody's back.
Shire into the wall.
So I would assume he's coming into his pit now. Unless he tows it.
That's a tow. So now we got it. Was handed off to Albee.
Albee is now pitting. So one of the differences here was that the track temperature is a little hotter this race than it was last race. So these tires, those red tires that they were running in the last race, might not last as long as they're expecting it to in this one.
So Isidro's now your leader.
Isidro is out on red tires, though. He started on reds, so he's going to go long and pit on that last lap or so.
Yeah, he's going to try to make hay right here. He's trying to get as much room as possible. Coogan's right behind him. That's the Tyler, and he is also on reds.
Trying to look at where. Okay, Sanders is up to P8. Bincy is ahead of him, so he's gonna. This could be Blanton. Actually, of the cars that have pit, Blanton is first place in P5. So, and as he goes around, and he's tipped it over on its lid. In fact, so then Shane Coogan will be de facto leader as Blanton. Well, yeah, he hit the pits because he was tipped. So they're going to come up really quick. Is Caleb Bincy and Sanders really quick on Shane Coogan, I think.
Yeah, these first couple of laps have been something.
Yeah, I
You
think
stuck-
we needed.
watch it. Yeah, if you guys stuck around and watched this, you guys have seen a heck of a first couple of laps. I want to say it's the best type of racing, but it's certainly been exciting.
There was I think that was Baldwin going into the barrier again. Let's see if I can. Yes, he was.
Yeah, showing Hayden Herman in now.
He just completely misses the braking point here and slams hard into the tire barrier.
Sanders, purple, 116.38.
Mark Johnson almost got involved with that, but he looked like he got right out of the way. So Sanders pressuring Bensy, de facto second place there.
Forsyth, I think, just went purple.
Did we say that Forsyth had a crash at some point though, but he got it back to the pits? Did you say something like that? Okay, he spun.
Yeah. So I think he just went purple at 116. No, excuse me. Current purple is 114, so he's just on his fastest lap now.
114 was in the last race though. I don't think anybody's done a 14 yet in this one. So now we've got a little bit of a train behind Caleb Bensy here. We've got Sanders and Albee, so really good battle here, heating up here in the streets of Detroit. I guarantee you that Dakota was smashing his wireless keyboard that we were talking about earlier today on that start.
It's broken.
Yeah,
Albee 115.06. There's your purple lap. Yeah, that keyboard that he said it was in a kind of in-between state, it's done.
Yeah.
It's there's no in-between. It's dead now.
Yeah, I would assume so. And Albee just blinked on me there. I don't know if you saw that. Nobody else blinked there.
And tomorrow, there's probably going to be a one ad up in one of the channels on the Discord server. A slightly used keyboard for sale.
So Bensy has caught up to Shane Coogan up here. They're not that far back from Lusher and Tyler Coogan there. Well, there's the lapped car there. I think that. Oh, and the lapped car. Oh boy, there was some impact there. Bensy looked like he just let Sanders get by. We know Bensy was talking about it last race that he just wants to survive this. Oh, and that was Lusher
At
into
this
the
point,
wall
that's
back
not a
there.
bad idea. Oh, and Tyler overcooks.
And Albee is involved with that as well. Tough break for Albee. Let's get a replay of this. This is bad.
There is debris all over.
Well, there was so many cars, and then they come up to lap traffic. That is tough. Albee, really bad luck. Johnson gets involved in it as well. Albee took the worst of it, honestly.
Okay, see how Isidro's lead pans out here. It's going to be big.
So I think Sanders is going to be. Whoa! Bensy just got the rear end came around on him. Bensy and Shane Coogan involved in a turn 3 incident there. We'll get a replay of this one too. So we've got a lot of contact. So Bensy going inside. We're getting a replay real quick here. He dives inside into turn 3, but the rear end comes around. Shane involved with that one. They both get away. Shane, I don't think had any damage, but he'll be ahead of Bensy still.
Well, still showing Tyler Coogan recovered from overcooking that turn. Sanders, purple, 115.02. So he's recovered, but he's still 8 seconds back. So he recovered quickly, but I thought the lead would be bigger. Apparently he was able to get out of that little corner he ran into. So
Adam Nash was driving around. He's in a Connor Daly USAF livery. I think that's a Bell X1, that orange livery. Is that a Bell X1? A Chuck Yeager livery? Yep, I don't know if we're going to see that one again in the future in IndyCar, but I think there was some anniversary, and that's why they ran it last year. But that's what he was running. But he hit the pit lane. He had no front wing, so he'll be getting that new front wing. Dakota has gotten around Van de Zandt somewhere in there. Van de Zandt had an off. Van de Zandt is actually our fastest car, set the fastest lap at a 15.4. But somewhere in there, he had some issues because Dakota got around him. Top two cars, Isidro and Tyler Coogan, have not pit here. They're going to have to pit here in the next 12 laps. That'll take us to the end of the race.
Sanders, purple, 114.850.
There we go. First 14 of the race. That is as Caleb was saying in his podium interview, that is a really fast lap. It is a super fast lap to be setting during the race on these red tires.
Yeah, he's not playing games anymore. He's
No.
like, okay, time to go.
So we'll see if
Isidro
we
had
can get
all
a
of his-
double
sorry
victory
to-
here tonight.
Yeah, Isidro still has his push to pass, all of them. Coogan down to 8, Sanders with 7.
So things have calmed down a little bit. Looks like the closest battle on track is for the 7th position. Van de Zandt is working on getting back up to Dakota DeMade for that 7th position. Oh, as Van de Zandt stuffs it into the tire barrier in turn 7, knocks his front wing off, and he's going to have to come back around and pit.
Jeez. His luck is just horrible.
Yeah, he has bad luck this season, both in this league and other leagues that we've been running with.
This is becoming Andretti level luck now. I don't want to hang something around his neck, but holy mackerel. Oh.
Well, we do know he does have a new sim rig, so he's getting a little bit used to it. Trial by fire, I guess. So Caleb's laps are kind of off the pace, kind of what I would expect from him. He's running a 17 last lap. I wonder if he took any damage at any point. I don't see anything, but that doesn't mean there isn't some damage on that car.
Well, it was also at some point, at the points that you're just like, I want to take what I can get and get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, getting a top 5 after what we've seen in the first even couple laps is, I think I saw him smoke the tires a little bit there, but so far so good. It took me, I came back to iRacing in about April of this year. I had a couple Detroit Belle Isle races, maybe 2 or 3 of them, in fact. I DNF'd in all of them that I did. But the last couple of months, maybe 3 months, I've started doing a couple races here, and luckily I'm starting to finish them all now. So it's a tough course. You gotta pat yourself on the back when you finish one of these races.
The only way I'll be in one of these races if it shows up on the schedule of the league I'm in.
Yeah.
Not going out of my way.
Talk to the particular admins of that one. And
No. Don't be doing me any favors. I don't need no tough love.
Forsyth is gaining pretty close to Bency up here. Only 6 tenths back. Well, that was really close by Forsyth coming out of that turn 7 exit. Really close to the concrete. But so far, so good.
Sidra still has, with 10 to go, a 9-second lead over Tyler Coogan, and then Sanders is back 13 seconds. So Sanders probably is going to get the lead when the pit stops come.
So again, Caleb just set another 17.3. So I think that car is just damaged in some way.
And Isidro into the wall. Isidro into the wall. He backs up
Van de Zandt gets
it right into him.
Oh.
At Van Zandt, I heard radio traffic. I don't think someone was happy. Tyler is now in the lead.
I'm getting a
There goes
replay
Gavin.
of Isidro here. He locked it up into turn 7, and Van Zandt just he backs Isidro backed up to correct his car, and
You are right into that witching hour, so to speak, for the tires right here at about 10 laps in. It was I kind of heard the car when I was watching it on my feed because I'm watching the leader. You can kind of hear it when it's on the edge of adhesion when it's coming to the corner.
Yeah.
I kept hearing it. It's like, okay, are we going to hit the pit stops now or no? He didn't, and finally lost it. Unfortunately, and he loses it again, trying to make his way back to the pits. Hopefully, he doesn't collect anybody else.
yeah, that.
Almost got
that
Shane.
was actually was that Shane or was that Sanders? I thought it was Sanders.
No!
Oh.
All right, let's tow it
this
now.
This is
Okay.
where you just want to tow it there, Isidro.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. There it goes.
Yeah, and I'm hearing a lot of radio traffic about
yeah,
that.
just tow that one back to the pits.
We'll
Not
let
too
the
happy about that one, I
we'll
have
let
to
the
imagine.
stewards make a
Yeah.
ruling on that one. But up front, we got Tyler, who still has not pit and has a second and a half, or just over a 2-second lead over Sanders, with 2 cars between him and now 1 car between him and Sanders. So he still has to stop, though. He still has to stop.
So through all of that, Forsyth has gotten around Bensi, but Bensi looks like he's coming back on him. These guys' last laps, because of all that action we had, Bensi did a minute 20 laps. So we saw when they went through Isidro there. Some comments from the crowd out there to hold your brakes out there. Commenting towards drivers in the field. So Tyler Coogan leads here. 8 laps to go.
That was kind of reminiscent of a video you showed me earlier from one of your races when you're coming up on a sideways car and it starts moving on you.
Yeah.
And I think some of that might, okay, he has Isidro now is really slow in front of Coogan. Coogan is kind of stuck behind him.
And that
Gavin
right
Sanders
there is
almost,
for position.
Gavin Sanders almost in his gearbox.
That is for the lead right there. Tyler Coogan, followed by Sanders. Sanders doesn't have to force the issue because Tyler has to pit here momentarily.
Hopefully he knows that. Hopefully he knows that.
Yeah, I don't know. Looks like Tyler lets him kind of go. Something, as I saw West Shire also going straight back there as well into the access
Connor
road.
Daly car went into one of the corners there, runoff corners. But yeah, as I was saying that, yeah, you were kind of in a coming up on a sideways car and it kind of moved out in front of you. My theory is on that one is if it could be a non-VR user where they don't have the ability to turn their head, and that could be true. You do have the look left, look right buttons you can use, but when someone's in that mode, you can get flustered, and I just better just. I don't know what to do, but we'll let the stewards make a ruling on that one. He was just in a very bad position.
So now we have Isidro just threw a block on the leader.
Yeah, leader's not going to be happy on that one.
No, he's not. So let's just see what happens here going forward with the leader here. I'm looking. Bensi is right behind Forsyth for that 4th position. So keep an eye on that one too.
Tyler's up not enough on his brother, Shane, to keep the position and pit.
Yeah.
He'll probably fall back to 5th or so, give or take, if he pits now.
Sanders is really pushing the issue with the lap car. I think that the admins finally
pulled,
and then Isidro runs it into the barriers.
Isidro runs it into the wall. Yeah.
Oh. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a warning from the admin or something, because he finally did give the spot. So Tyler Coogan in P2 does have to pit. Is he gonna?
Yeah, he's
bringing
it
in this time.
Yeah, just a rough day getting rougher.
Yep.
We've all been there. I understand.
This actually does remind me of the real Detroit duel races. Usually the drivers are pretty calm that first race because they know if they wreck it, the crew, the next day they're racing, so the crew's going to have to repair it overnight. And then for that second race of the weekend, there's a lot more action in that particular race. So
full send.
Yes, full send indeed. So Forsyth is going to take over the third position, final podium position. Bensie's still hanging out right behind Forsyth.
I think Tyler got out in front. Yeah, right where we figured he would get out in front. Right in the 5th spot, we figured that's where he would get out. So he's right there. Dakota's probably not that far behind him.
Yeah, and then Tyler's got these black tires that aren't going to be coming up to temperature. And
just needs to hold on 6 laps.
Yeah, he just needs to hold on. It's tough to do on those black tires. I've not a fan of the black tires. It just depends on the setup, I suppose. But they certainly they're not. They don't even last. They don't even feel like they last that long to like be useful. So in a race like this of only 20 laps, you want to be on those red tires for most of the race.
I wonder if that's going to be in a patch update here. Like they're constantly kind of tweaking.
Yeah.
Cars, especially as of late. They gave the cars 300 extra horsepower in some instances, which was nice, but I didn't really see a benefit of that 300 extra horses when we were at the auto club. So I don't know, just keep tweaking on it, guys. Keep working on it. It'll get a little bit better.
I know they reduced balance of power on the P2 car recently and dropped it about 80 horsepower to be more in line with the actual IMSA rules or ACO rules. I'm not sure which one it was. Sanders, our leader here, 5 laps to go. Shane Coogan in P2, Western Wave Media car. He started from the pole. He had that incident, but so far so good. Craig Forsyth in the 3rd position.
And Caleb's right there.
Yep, but I feel like Caleb's just like damaged or something because he
goes wide,
but did not touch anything. So I don't know. It's like car doesn't look visually damaged or anything, but he's just running a little bit off here. So
well,
that's what I'm thinking.
Now he needs to worry about Tyler. Tyler's within within out distance now. So let's get this thing home. Just get it home. He's on reds. He's skating a little bit. Just get it home. Easier said than done, I know.
Take a look at Isidro, and I'll let you make the call on this particular car. If you can.
Oh, we have another one-winged angel. Okay.
There you go. So let me see here. We got 3.5 seconds back. Forsyth from Coogan. We have a particular fan in the a fan that we actually both know that says if Craig finishes P2, he's going to run down the street naked shouting Forsyth is the greatest of all time.
Well, you know, just because you say you're going to do it doesn't mean we know you did it. So video is required. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. This was Isaac Morris in the chat
I don't want to see it. I just want to use it as blackmail for later.
I see. So Forsyth running.
There might be a time where I'm behind Isaac where I'm like, hey, dude, pull over. I'm going to release some video. So you never know. But go ahead.
So I was going to say Forsyth running this players, but LMCgear.com car. Check them out if you're in a line for some lightweight motorcycle camping gear is what it is. LMCgear.com. With that said, Dakota DeMade in the 6th position is brought it up under a second to Tyler Coogan.
Tyler, he's right there.
I'm going to go on board with Dakota here and the Echo Blade livery.
I'm keeping an eye on Caleb right now. I really, really love guys that have liveries that are based off old liveries but have like their new sponsor. Like last week's race, the race first that Caleb car had, that was awesome. If more drivers could do that, that would be fan freaking tastic. Where you have a base old school paint, but you have your sponsor on top of that.
Yeah, I liked
think
even like the font choice for the change of sponsor. There was Race for sponsor. Thank you very much. But it was the MGD car, Bobby Rahal car. But so it was perfect what the sponsorship looked like on the car with the old livery. So Dakota's about 0.3 of a second back from Tyler Coogan.
That was a nice suggestion. Not taking any credit, just
Well, it was a good one, I think, and perfect because Bobby Rahal's connection to Ohio, and although Dakota we know is not a fan, but Caleb's connection to Ohio as well.
2 to go, and they are all together now. Together now. Forsyth
has brought it down to, as I saw some sparks go off the wall, I don't think that actually happened, but sparks go off as Shane, he's pulled a 2.5 seconds from Shane Coogan.
So the push to pass situation here, Bency 4, Coogan 3, and Dakota has 2. So
there's a lapped car ahead of Tyler. Who is that up there? I think it's a lapped car anyway.
Coogan? The car in front of Coogan is
it might be. It's not a lapped car. It's Caleb.
Caleb. That's right. They're all together.
Wow. Caleb.
This is the group. Yeah, this is the group I've been watching.
Yeah. Okay. I just didn't realize that they were coming up on Caleb so fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we're keeping an eye on this. Unfortunately, Sanders is in the pit. Is that right?
Oh, what? What happened? We've been watching another, and the leader crashed. We need to go back and find that.
Yeah,
but Coogan is now your leader. Oh, and we have Dakota on the inside of Tyler into the braking zone in 3. Oh, he goes sideways.
Oh boy. I just caught the tail end of that. There's a lot of action here. I'm going to get a replay of that. Oh, even that replay was too late. So he's going inside. This is final lap. Shane Coogan in the lead. I think that Isaac is going to have to run down the street. Forsyth is in P2.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get a replay of what happened to Sanders as well.
Yeah, Coogan is the leader. He's got a 5-second lead over Forsyth, and he's coming into the final set of the corners. This is going to be...
Yep, final lap.
He is. There it is. There it is.
Shane Coogan wins here at Detroit.
Excellent job, man. Excellent. Wow.
Really good. We're going to have to look up and see what happened to Sanders there. I was about to look at it, but then when we were looking at Dakota, cut away from it. So let's see if I can figure it out.
Well, I will say, as road course races go, sometimes they can be snoozers, but this second one, hey folks, if you stayed around and watched this, I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I thoroughly enjoy it, and you know how I feel about races at Detroit. They can be snoozers. Ooh, this one was a lot of fun. I hope everyone liked it. Tell your friends. Tell them to go watch this one later.
Okay, I've got Sanders replay here. So he is, where is this? This is in the final corner. He comes off and he just stuffs it into the inside barrier.
Oh!
And he was immediately able to get to the pit lane. Well, actually, he even had to tow it.
Yeah, he did a tow. Oh.
We almost had our double winner here tonight, but we've got Shane Coogan getting victory here tonight. Shane's not gonna do any donuts or anything, it looks like, or he's trying to find the... No, he's just gonna go to his pit.
No, he's pretty much, he's business. He just kind of holds it in and acts like he's been there before. So another reason why I like the guy.
Wow. Well,
there's nothing wrong with people doing donuts. I'm just giving him a hard time, but just act like you've been there.
I can see that Dakota's not happy with what he did. at the start.
Wow.
But we're going to get an
Wow.
interview with Shane and hopefully Craig here.
What a race.
That was a great one. We'll be right back here, folks, and we'll get some interviews going here.
Up from P11.
All
Caleb
right,
up
we're back here. So, where did Tyler finish? Oh, he was in fourth. The Coogan brothers did really good tonight.
Yeah.
Let me get Shane up here. Hey, Shane, Matt up here in the booth with Gary. Congratulations on your victory. Were you expecting that one?
Thanks, guys. Honestly, no. I was just trying to hang in there, like I said last week, just trying to keep it clean and bring it home. So that was pretty cool. I think there was some unfortunate, some people had some bad luck around me, and that kind of helped us. But never want to wish on misfortune on other guys. But yeah, it just kind of worked out today.
Yeah, you started from P1. You finished the last race because you finished 8th. But did you have a front wing? I don't think you had a front wing in that one, did you?
No, there was a little brotherly love there.
That's right. You were right.
Wing, so I didn't know if I had half a wing or what I had, so I was just trying to bring it home in that one. And I guess we got kind of lucky with the transfer spot on the inversion. So yeah. Starting at front definitely helped. I took Dakota's strategy and just kind of took the red tire right away. And I didn't think I had pace for Gavin or Caleb. They were pretty quick. But we had some close racing there and just tried to keep it together.
Well, that's what you got to do. To win races, first you must finish the race, is what they say. And
finish first. First you must finish.
That is right. Let's see, where are we going next? We're not racing next week. We'll be at Pocono after that. So I'm suspecting that you're happy to be back on the ovals, but it must feel really good to get a win here on a road course, street course.
It feels awesome. I think this is my first, legit street course ran in a competitive series like this. Mm-hmm. So it feels good, and yeah, we'll try to carry the momentum into Pocono.
Sounds good. Well, I noticed you have a new livery this week. Anything you want to say about that one?
Yeah, shout out to Dakota. He painted up the winner last weekend at Iowa, the Dan Weldon tribute, and then he also made this one up too. So yeah, Western Waves just kind of. Playing around with the scheme a little bit, but apparently this one might have some luck on it. So
I certainly like it myself. So
yeah, it's nice.
Good luck, or congratulations, and we'll see you not next week, but in 2 weeks at Pocono. I guess we'll see you. Me and Gary are going to see you on Saturday and probably Monday for VOR and then for TI, right? So
that's right. Trying to stay busy, and like you said, Matt, you just got to you have a bad race, you just get back in and do another one. So yeah, at Wilton Park, my connection froze switching over to the race, so I missed that race. And then the TI race, we were running good, but just had a fuel miscalculation there at the end. So.
So did I. It wasn't
you
a
have
miscalculation.
a comment there, Matt.
it was not a miscalculation on that one, though. I knew there's no way. I need a caution.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, but thanks, guys. Thanks for the broadcast, and shout out to Reddit IndyCar League Race First. Thanks, Matt, Gary. Shout out to my brother and Western Waves, and appreciate everybody watching.
All right, well, we'll see you soon.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Congrats, man.
All right, we'll get Craig on up here. Hey, Craig, this is Matt and Gary up here in the booth. Tell us about your race.
I think both races were the same. Drive safely, don't crash, and see what result you get.
Uh-huh. Nothing wrong with that strategy. It works well, doesn't it?
it ended up working really well in the second. I mean, I spun there right off the bat on that. Right on the second race. It's like at that point, it's like, well, got to be safe. Let the whole field go by, because if you don't, that's stupid. So had to suck it up and use that opportunity to change tires. But I knew that at that point I was at the back of the grid, so I figured I was probably going to end up being 5th or 6th again based on my pace. And I guess there must have just been way more wall hitting this time to have gotten me a surprise second. That's for sure.
It kind of reminded me, I don't know if you've watched the Detroit races in real life, but a lot of the times the first race is a little bit cleaner than the second race is what I usually see with those races. And this one was certainly came out that way. A lot of contact.
And now they want to go for it.
That's right. So let me tell you about something that happened in chat here. So somebody named Isaac Morris said, if Craig Forsyth finishes P2, he's going to run down the street naked shouting, Forsyth is the greatest of all time. So you better hold him to that one.
I am so holding him to that. Did you say he would film it? Because
no, that was my stipulation.
I'm having visions of PT and Tagliani running down Montreal here in my head.
Well, good run here. You had a good run. Like, I know you had the same strategy at, like, say, Olton Park here, and when we ran TI in Detroit here, same strategy. But this one really worked out for you. Anyone you want to shout out? I see lmcgear.com on that side of that car.
Yeah, I got to thank the LMC Gear guys. I mean, Alex, my teammate there, he didn't have as good a night tonight. It's Detroit is a destructive track. It eats cars, and my God, the pros that do this are on a crazy level. Like, I'm not fast at this, I know that, but wow, are the Indy drivers really fast here? It's crazy.
That's right. Well, congratulations on P2. I see we're off next week, but in 2 weeks' time we're back at Pocono. So any thoughts there? Completely different?
Can't wait. Excellent.
Well, we'll see you then. I guess I was telling Shane, we'll see you Saturday in VOR and then Monday in TI. So it won't be that long for us.
Of course, you betcha.
All right. Okay. We'll see you then, Craig. Congratulations again.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Gary. Stay safe.
Yep. All right. Final interview. Let me move Craig out of here. With Caleb. He's back on the podium. Hey, Caleb, got you up in the booth once again. I think you're our only car that got a double interview here tonight.
And it's a huge points day for you, too.
And not the conventional way to do it, but yeah, for sure. That was that second race was not to plan, but I'll take it.
I think the second race was a lot not to plan for a lot of people.
Yeah, very true.
It was this track just turned into a cheese grater all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think
mix everyone up.
Some Code Brown moments for you at times.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I just got a load cell pedal this last weekend, brake pedal. And I got to run on Shane, and I should not be making moves when I'm not fully comfortable with the brake pedal yet, because I just completely locked the rears, and thankfully I didn't take him out with me, but backed into the wall, and I had right rear damage for the rest of that race. So it was,
see, there it is. Yeah, you called it that. Yep.
Yeah, it was about to come around on me every single corner, and a few times it almost did, but so I was just babying it around really, and thankfully it was just enough to stay in front of Dakota and Tyler there. But
man, you're the man. You kept it together for that long. You deserve every single point. Every single point. If you win the championship, this is the race that decides it right here.
I would have to agree. It was tolerable early, but since it was sliding around so much, it wore the rears out even more than what it would normally. So towards the end of the race, it was just like I couldn't even turn into the corner without having to correct oversteer. So that was definitely a race survival. And me and Craig were basically just whoever had the less damage was going to get second place. But yeah, pretty wild.
Well, yeah. So for whatever reason, my broadcasting brain, I didn't connect the spin that you had with the. I just noticed that your pace was only in about the 17s, and I was like, I think there's something up with Caleb's car, but I didn't connect it back to that lockup that you had passing Shane. So that was certainly what did it then.
Yeah, I rewatched the replay there. It's just right rear straight into the tire. So something was definitely broken in the right rear, but thankfully it was enough to, or it wasn't enough to take me fully out and hang on. So pretty wild though.
It's the call of do I pit? And you know you're going to be 25 to 30 seconds back. Maybe you'd be safer and you'd gotten a P6, but you held on there and got back up to P3.
Yeah, I knew Craig was going to beat me there because obviously he had a lot better pace and he was pretty close to me. But literally, as soon as he passed me, he got into the wall. So we were kind of in lockstep there. And then when I was saying the tires and damage was worse and stuff, so he started pulling away. But apparently got the wall again and started coming back. And then Dakota and Tyler were catching, and Dakota tried to drift it past him. And
yeah, I saw that.
So it got pretty wild there.
Speaking of all that, tell us about the very beginning of the race. We see everybody's coming to green, and you're back there, like you're so far back, but you're like full speed.
Yeah, Dakota didn't move. I don't know what you guys saw or what happened. 'Cause apparently he was fine, but he just never moved. So I had to back up and get around him, and thankfully caught the pack.
I got to tell you, at first I thought it was a rendering issue on my screen. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of cars that haven't drawn in.
Yeah.
And then I just see you're eating up the space. I'm like, oh no, that's we're not lined up. And I kind of was expecting race control just to throw it off, and they just threw the green. I'm like, wow. You kind of had I have to catch up, but I can't pass anybody type of thing. So that's a challenge right there too.
Yeah, what was confusing to me though is so I was fourth on the inside, Dakota was third on the inside, but when I came up to the group, I was second on the inside. So I mean, I was like, I'll take it, but I don't really know. I don't really know what happened, but just glad I survived because it was pretty chaotic there with people with different paces and stuff all mixed together. So.
And then just kind of a lot of contact this particular race versus the last one. So.
Yeah, a little sense of urgency. I mean, it's a short race. You think you have pace over someone, you want to try to make that pass, but like I mean, he was backing off behind Shane. Just 'cause I think I had a little better pace than him, and Gavin just took advantage and dove it up the inside. So yeah, it was a balance. It's a short race, but you also can't throw it into the wall. So yeah, just glad to come out in P3 somehow.
Double podiums, really going to help out. Next race, we're not doing next week. We're off next week, but we'll be back. Pocono, what do they call it? Like 2009 version or something? Pocono Legacy, but it's like 2009 or something like that. So
yeah, we'll see.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Pocono, but only the two other times I've raced there, I didn't know how to use the roll bars. So hopefully that'll help a little bit this time around.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Totally different tire model, so it'll be quite a bit different, I think. And you were really good at Indianapolis, so I would expect that to transfer over pretty well there.
Yeah,
hey,
hoping so.
Pro tip: don't hit the curbs
in turn 3. Yeah,
very wise
as well, I suppose.
Very wise.
All right. Well, you did shout outs earlier. Any final shout outs you want to do?
Race first, Fun and Fanny, obviously. Thanks to both you guys and family and friends who are staying up late. I think there's a few of them still watching. So thanks to you guys, and glad we can get 2 podiums.
Sounds good. Well, we'll see you on Monday, I think. So.
Yep. Sounds good. Thank you guys.
All right. Take care.
You too. See ya.
All right. Well, that is what we've got here tonight, folks.
Big points day. That's a big points day for him.
It will be.
With Alex having 2 rough races, that's going to pad that lead. And Dakota, he might be upset about the start, but he finished ahead of Alex, and Alex
Dakota
is above
might
him in the standings. So
Dakota
up. Might go up, but yeah, he might actually move up. Dylan Blanton did not have a good weekend, so Sanders and Coogan and Forsyth, all who had a good races, might have a shot here at looking at 4. The points really got shooken up a lot, or shooken or shaken, whatever the right word is. So anyways, there are going to be a lot of changes in the standings, and everyone get a week off, kind of regroup, and then we'll head to Pocono, the Tricky Triangle.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see. I haven't seen a Pocono race with a new tire model yet, so whether it's Pocono updated or Pocono Legacy, I haven't seen it. Legacy should be interesting with all those bumps on the track, so it'll be interesting to broadcast. And we'll have it
what do
in.
you say bumps are better?
That is what I say, and that's why I like to try here. All right, well, let me, I guess we'll have our sponsorship for the league here take us out, but we'll see you guys back here in a couple weeks.
Good night. Thanks for watching.
There's two types of drivers out there. Drivers who know how to protect their investment and drivers who don't. Car owners who know how to get more miles per gallon and owners who don't. We're talking people who know their Schaeffer and people who don't. Which one are you? From cars to trucks to diesel workhorses, whatever you drive, there's a Schaeffer synthetic oil for you. Do you know your Schaeffer? Ask for it at an automotive retailer near you.
Ever since I've switched to Schaeffer's oil, I've never had a reason to even try anything else. And that's one thing that I'm proud about, is the fact that I can't tell you how good something else is, because I know how good Schaeffer's oil is. My engine builders, Tony and Glenn Clements, have said about the oil we run. They've told us that out of all the motors that they get and rebuild every year, ours looks the best, and a lot of that has to do with the oil that we run. One of the things that I love about Schaeffer's oil is the fact that all of their reps are out in the field and at the racetracks with us, seeing what all the racers need, seeing what ideas we have or anything that we can improve on. And you just can't beat the customer service of having a rep for, one of the main components of our race team, whether it's at our engine oil, transmission fluid, rear end oil, having somebody there that represents that brand and also gives us support and also the knowledge that we need to be making the right calls and just helping us out with our entire racing program. It means a lot to our race team to have that. My name's Chris Ferguson, and I drive the number 22 dirt late model. I've been using Schaeffer's oil racing products since 2009. I absolutely have no doubt that we're using the best products that is possible for dirt late model racing.
You're blind. You're trying to escape from here, aren't you? I want to see how far you can make it before your head is chopped off.